Hello people out there on YouTube, this is Roger Splish and I hope you're having a great day. Yeah, you're watching some Modern Warfare 2 gameplay, and the question today is actually, how is Modern Warfare 2 doing in 2021? I just had to go back. I have this series on my channel. You can check out the rest of the vids when it comes to this. It's both like AAA titles, it's also free-to-play games, so if you want some tips there, you can check that out if you want to dig into something that doesn't cost you any money. But nevertheless, we're going to talk about Modern Warfare 2, how it feels to play now in 2021, and also, are there people still playing the game? And is it also fun to play the game in 2021? I mean, time travels, and some games, or you know, like a movie for that sake, also gets like outdated, and you just feel that, well, it was good back then, but then when you get back to it, it kind of sucks. But I have to say, getting back to Modern Warfare 2, which is kind of one of my favorites when it comes to the Call of Duty series, makes me kind of happy, even though there are flaws in this game, and we are getting to that as well. But we have to look back a bit and talk about how this game was made and so forth. I think that's important, at least if you're like me or a bit of a gaming nerd and like to know stuff. Nevertheless, the game was released in 2009, so it's quite a few years ago. It's amazing. And it was developed by Infinity Ward and published by Activision, nothing new there. This was the 6th installment in the Call of Duty series, and it was therefore the direct sequel when it comes to Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, which is probably my favorite game of all times if I'm gonna choose one. Hard, but I guess that's gonna be my choice. So it continued that kind of storyline. It was released, as I said, in 2009. We're talking PC, PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. And I remember playing this game on the Xbox 360. Let me know what platform you used when you were playing the game, because I know there's a lot of you guys out there that have played Modern Warfare 2 and are still playing it. So that was my console days. I started to play there. I then went on like the year after, I think. I just made a video regarding Bad Company 2, like Battlefield. So I played these two games like simultaneously, you might say. And I have to say, this was also a game, or the Call of Duty game, where I started to snipe more, because that happened also in Battlefield Bad Company 2, even though the sniping is quite different between those two games. It's quite fun to talk about things that I wasn't really aware of. First off, well, they started the development for the game in 2008. At that time, it was still known as Call of Duty 6. And I also read that Infinity Ward was inspired by real-life conflicts when they were developing the campaign mode. And besides the campaign mode, they also had, of course, the multiplayer, which we're mainly talking about today, and also a game mode called Spec Ops that I enjoyed. Let me know what you think. The gameplay in the background is from different maps, apparently, which I hope you're gonna enjoy, but also from, you say, different servers, meaning both the standard ones, but also modded. So sometimes when the host didn't have like a very good connection, the shots weren't registering that well, or it actually took some time for the bullet travel or the hit registration to actually hit, if that makes sense, and it was kind of a weird feeling. But overall, it was great to play with the intervention and the Barrett once more. They are like epic snipers when it comes to Modern Warfare, and I still really like the feel of the sniping here, which also leads me to the question, what sniper do you prefer, the Barrett or the intervention? Don't get me wrong, I love them both. They're great snipers and fun to use in this game, but I prefer the intervention. If I would choose one, it kind of suits my playstyle. It's kind of a snappy gun and so forth, so yeah. We're going to talk about how many people that are still playing the game, so you might even want to pause here and check out the Steam charts to the right. You can see that it's still good numbers here. Remember, this is from a PC gamer's perspective, so I would love to have some feedback when it comes to Xbox players or PS3 players when it comes to this game. I was not surprised that this game is still doing well on PC. I have experienced this before doing this series, seeing like older games that have been really popular for a very long time, still having a great afterlife, you might say, and yeah, it's just great to see that. But there's also a backside of this coin when it comes to having a title like this, and it had to do with a dispute with Activision over Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 royalties. So the Infinity Ward co-founders and figureheads Vince Zampella and Jason West, they were actually removed from the studio. They went on to form Respawn Entertainment. They also created the Titanfall series. So several key members of the Infinity Ward team that worked on games like Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 followed Zampella and West to Respawn. So they left a vastly different team to work on Modern Warfare 3 and also the titles that followed. I think it's important to understand this. because it meant that some things weren't really adjusted or fixed or nerfed or whatever have you in this game. And I think if you played Modern Warfare 2, you probably know some things that I'm talking about or thinking about. It's of course a noob tubing and one-man army perk and some other things that might be worth mentioning. But it is what it is. But even so, it's still fun to play and come back to in 2021. And if you're like me, a fan of the series overall and shooter games, I can highly recommend you to try and play some Modern Warfare 2 again. I had a good time, and I have to say, even though the game is like 12 years old now, look at it. I think it looks good. It actually looks good. The sounds are good and so forth, and it's good game design overall. Again, flaws, yes, but the feel of the game and the fact that people are still playing it, I think that says quite some. And it was also good for the game, or the series you might say. I'm now thinking about Modern Warfare 2019, that some of the former devs that once again left Infinity Ward for Respawn Entertainment actually came back for the development of Modern Warfare 2019. And I think you can tell. It is a well-developed game, and I like the guns there, how they feel when you're using them, how they sound and so forth. I know that there's a lot of people that really didn't like the new take on the series, if that makes sense, and kind of enjoyed it more when we went back to the more arcade-ish style looking Call of Duty. I'm thinking about Cold War and etc. But again, it's good for Infinity Ward to have the mix, I guess, now when it comes to new developers, old developers, and I'm therefore looking forward to what they're gonna come up with in the future when it comes to this series. So with that said, I think it's time for you to maybe take off the dust from your old Xbox or PS3 if you can still play also multiplayer when it comes to people actually being active in this game. As I've said before, please let me know, dear console players, if that's the case or not, because on PC definitely you will get games, you will be in servers, you're able to play, as I told you, the normal ones, but also get into some modded servers that can be quite weird. You've seen examples of that also in the video. So yeah, this is cool, and it's definitely one of my favorite games of all time when it comes to Call of Duty. So Modern Warfare 2, big thumb up. Thank you for giving me pleasure once again coming back in 2021 and trying out the game. So now it's up to you. Leave a comment. Please tell me what you think. Do you have sweet memories from this game, or is it something you just uninstalled quickly? Nevertheless, let me know in the comment section. And of course, if you're new to my channel and you enjoyed the video and FPS content overall, make sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and I see you in the next video. And hey, by the way, yes, I will play Call of Duty Vanguard coming out soon. Actually, when I'm making this video, it's just a few days away. I hope it's gonna be a good game. Take care, my friends. Have a beautiful day. Later.